The story of the Carter family. The Carter family was one of those families that became a part of the history of the United States, a history woven through economic booms and crashes, civil rights movements, and shifts in culture. Their story began in the early 20th century, in one of those small towns that hadn't yet felt the full impact of modernity, but were full of great hopes and dreams. Chapter 1. The beginning of the journey. Michael Carter, the head of the family, was born in 1883 in a small town in Kentucky. His parents, poor farmers, dreamed of a better life for their children. They believed that the American dream, despite poverty and hard work on the land, could become a reality. Michael grew up working on the farm, but from an early age, he nurtured the hope of becoming something greater than just a farmer. In 1905, after the death of his father, Michael decided to leave the family farm and move to Indianapolis, where he began working at a large factory. He was young, full of hope and energy, and by 1910, he had earned enough to return to his hometown and build his own house. It was in this house that he married Margaret, the daughter of a local blacksmith, known for her work ethic and strength of character. Margaret was well educated for the time, and she always believed in the importance of education for their children's future. They dreamed that their children would have the opportunity to attend university, something neither of their families had ever experienced. In 1911, their first child, James, was born, and they raised him with a firm belief that knowledge was the key to a better life. Chapter 2. The family on the brink of change. By the 1920s, Michael and Margaret had 3 children, James, Joanna, and Anthony. Michael worked at various factories, but the onset of industrialization brought both new opportunities and serious challenges to the family. Michael lost his job during the 1921 economic crisis, and the family found itself on the edge of poverty. After several months of unemployment, Michael found work at a new automobile factory on the East Coast. This was a tough decision, leaving their hometown and moving to another state. They relocated to Detroit, where the city was experiencing a boom in automobile production, offering new opportunities for the Carters. However, the new city brought its own difficulties, social and cultural differences, tougher competition for work, and less affordable housing. James, the oldest son, graduated from high school in Detroit and decided to attend university. This was a big step for the family, as for many young people from working-class backgrounds, university was beyond reach. James earned a degree in engineering and, thanks to that, was able to secure a prestigious job at an automobile plant. Chapter 3. The Great Depression and the family's struggles. In 1929, the Great Depression hit, and life for many families, including the Carters, changed forever. The factories where Michael worked shut down, and James, despite his degree, also lost his job. For the next few years, the family barely made ends meet. Michael and Margaret opened a small grocery store to maintain some stability. The Carter family lived on a tight budget, but they never lost faith in their ability to overcome challenges. By the mid-1930s, when the economy began to slowly recover during President Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal, James found work at a large factory in Detroit, and his sister Joanna became a nurse. The Carter family survived these hard years by supporting each other and taking advantage of new government programs aimed at economic recovery. Chapter 4. Triumphs and Trials. When World War II broke out in 1939, James joined the army and was sent to the European front. For the family, this was another test. They endured the difficult years of the war, when every letter from James was a precious lifeline. However, the family kept working and supporting each other. After the war, life in America began to improve. Economic recovery, new business opportunities, and technological progress, especially in aviation and automobile industries, helped stabilize the Carter family's finances. James returned from the war, married, and, along with his wife, started a small business producing auto parts, which brought the family considerable income. In the 1960s, when James' son, Ben, graduated from high school, the family decided that each member could achieve whatever they set their mind to, as long as they worked together. Ben entered university and became an architect, while his sister Laura became a journalist. Michael and Margaret, though aging, remained pillars of support for their children, nurturing the belief that each generation could achieve even more than the last. Chapter 5. The Present and New Horizons. By the end of the 20th century, the Carter family was entering a new chapter of their story. Michael and Margaret's children had grown up, and new generations of Carters were building their lives in a world shaped by globalization, technological advances, and new opportunities for education and career growth. In the end, the Carter family became a symbol of that American dream that transcends generations, through hardship, loss, and triumphs, leading to a greater understanding of themselves and their potential. They witnessed historical changes, and each of them left their mark on shaping the America we know today. This is the story of one family in America, a story of struggle, hope, and unshakable faith in the belief that tomorrow will always be better than today.